Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel, where we dive deep into the fascinating and sometimes chilling world of original fairy tales. Today, we re-exploring a story that is one of the darkest and most complex in the Brothers Grimm collection, the Juniper Tree. This tale is a raw, emotional roller coaster, touching on themes of jealousy, murder, grief, and ultimately, a strange and supernatural form of justice. So, grab a warm drink, settle in, and let's unravel this haunting story together. Our story begins with a wealthy and devout couple who longed for a child. One winter day, the wife was peeling an apple under a juniper tree in their yard. She cut her finger, and 3 drops of blood fell onto the snow. Seeing the beautiful contrast of red and white, she wished for a child as white as snow and as red as blood. 9 months later, her wish came true, and she gave birth to a beautiful baby boy. But her joy was short-lived. She was so overcome with happiness that she passed away. Her heartbroken husband buried her beneath the juniper tree. The husband grieved for a long time, but eventually he remarried. His new wife also had a child, a daughter named Marlena. At first, the new stepmother seemed to treat her stepson well, but soon a deep and venomous jealousy began to grow in her heart. She couldn't stand the thought that her husband's son would inherit all the family wealth, leaving her own daughter with nothing. This envy twisted her mind, and she began to despise the little boy. She pushed him from one corner to another, pinched him, and made his life miserable. The poor boy was terrified of his stepmother and found no peace in his own home. One day, the stepmother's wickedness reached its peak. Her daughter, Marlene, came to her and asked for an apple. The stepmother led Marlene to a large chest where they kept a store of beautiful red apples. After Marlena took one, the stepmother had a truly evil idea. She told Marlene to wait, saying her brother should have one too when he came home from school. When the little boy finally returned, the stepmother, with a deceptively sweet voice, asked him if he would like an apple. As the innocent boy bent over the heavy chest to pick one out, she slammed the massive iron-bound lid shut. It was a horrific act, and the boy's head was severed, falling among the red apples. Horrified by what she had done, the stepmother's mind raced. She needed to cover her crime. She propped the boy's body up on a chair, placed his head back on his shoulders, and wrapped a scarf around his neck to hide the wound. She then placed an apple in his hand. When her daughter Marlena came in, she saw her brother sitting strangely still. Her mother told her to go ask her brother for the apple, and if he refused, to give him a box on the ear. Marlena did as she was told, and when her brother didn't respond, she slapped him. To her absolute horror, his head fell off. Marlena began to cry hysterically, convinced she had killed her brother. The stepmother comforted her, but it was all part of her cruel plan. She told Marlena they had to keep it a secret. Then, in one of the most gruesome parts of any fairy tale, she dismembered the boy's body and cooked him into a stew. When the father came home for dinner, he was sad that his son was nowhere to be found. The stepmother served him the stew, telling him his son had gone to visit a grave. The father was ravenous and ate the stew with relish, remarking how delicious it was and eating every last bit. As he ate, he tossed the bones under the table. Poor, grief-stricken, Marlena couldn't bear it. She gathered every single bone, wrapped them in her finest silk handkerchief, and carried them outside. Weeping, she went to the juniper tree, the same one her birth mother was buried under. She laid the handkerchief with the bones at the base of the tree. As soon as she did, a strange and magical thing happened. The juniper tree began to shake its branches, and a mist rose from it. From the mist, a fire seemed to erupt, and out of the fire flew a beautiful bird. The bird began to sing a magnificent song, and as it flew away, the handkerchief and the bones vanished. Marlena, though still sad, felt a sudden lightness in her heart, as if her brother was safe. She went back inside and felt much better. The beautiful bird, which was, of course, the spirit of the murdered boy, flew from the juniper tree and began its mission of justice. First, it flew to a goldsmith's shop and sang its haunting song. The song told the story of its murder. My mother, she killed me. My father, he ate me. My sister, little Marlena, gathered all my bones, tied them in a silken handkerchief, laid them beneath the juniper tree. Kiewit, Kiewit, what a beautiful bird am I. The goldsmith was so enchanted by the song that he ran out to listen. The bird offered to sing again in exchange for the golden chain the goldsmith was making. The goldsmith agreed, and the bird flew off with the chain around its neck. Next, the bird flew to a shoemaker's house and sang its song again. The shoemaker and his wife were so captivated that they ran outside. The bird made the same offer. It would sing its beautiful song one more time, but only in exchange for a pair of new red shoes. The shoemaker gladly handed them over, and the bird flew away, holding one shoe in each claw. The bird's final stop was at a mill. It perched on a linden tree and sang its song for the millers. The 20 millers' men stopped their work, mesmerized. The bird offered to sing again, this time in exchange for a heavy millstone. The men worked together to hoist the millstone up to the bird, who cleverly put its head through the hole and wore it like a collar. With its 3 treasures, the gold chain, the red shoes, and the millstone, the bird flew back home. Inside the house, the father, the stepmother, and Marlena were sitting at the dinner table. The father suddenly felt a sense of lightness and joy. The stepmother, however, felt a growing dread, as if a storm was coming. Marlena just sat and wept. The bird landed on the juniper tree and began to sing its song. The father ran outside, and the bird dropped the golden chain around his neck. He was overjoyed and went back inside to show his family. Then Marlena went out. The bird sang again and dropped the little red shoes down to her. She put them on and danced with joy, her heart finally feeling free. She, too, went back inside, but the stepmother was consumed by terror. Her hair stood on end. She felt compelled to go outside, and as she stepped through the door, the bird, perched high above, dropped the heavy millstone directly on top of her, crushing her completely. When the father and Marlena ran out, all they saw was smoke and flames rising from the spot where she had stood. And standing there, in the middle of it all, was the little boy, whole and alive once more. He took his father and Marlena by the hand, and the 3 of them went inside, sat down at the table, and finally ate together in peace. The juniper tree is a powerful and unsettling story. It doesn't shy away from the darkest aspects of human nature, like jealousy and cruelty, but it also offers a vision of supernatural justice and rebirth. The transformation of the boy into a bird who sings the truth is a potent symbol of how truth cannot be buried forever. It's a reminder that even in the bleakest of tales, there can be a strange, magical form of resolution. What do you think of this story? Let me know in the comments below. It's definitely one of the most memorable tales from the Grimm brothers. Thanks for watching. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more dives into the world of folklore. See you next time.